On October 27, 1838, Missouri Governor Lilburn Boggs issued Executive Order 44, declaring that the Mormons must be exterminated or driven from the state. This shocking decree marked the climax of a violent and deeply troubling conflict between the Latter-day Saints and the settlers of Missouri. Known as the 1838 Mormon War, this chapter in American history claimed the lives of 21 Mormons and forced their expulsion from the state. It's a story of migration, misunderstanding, and violence that shaped the early history of both the state and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It began in the early 1830s when members of the church started migrating en masse to Jackson County, Missouri. For the Mormons, this land held profound spiritual significance. Independence, Missouri, was prophesied by church leaders as the city of Zion, or New Jerusalem. But as the Mormon population swelled and church leaders purchased significant tracts of land, tensions with the existing settlers began to rise. The settlers, wary of the Mormons' communal lifestyle and their growing influence, feared political and economical domination. Misunderstandings turned into rumors, and rumors turned into violence. In October 1833, the unrest boiled over. Vigilantes targeted Mormon communities, looted their storehouses in Independence, destroyed their printing press, and attacked settlements on the outskirts of the city. The hostility forced the Mormons to flee Jackson County, with many seeking refuge in nearby Clay County. For a time, the refugees were welcomed in Clay County, but as their numbers grew and it became clear that they intended to stay, the same unease took hold. The Mormons eventually established new settlements, including far west in Caldwell County, which was designated specifically for their community. Peace was fleeting. By 1838, rising political and economical tensions exploded into open conflict. In August of 1838, at an election in Gallatin, Daviess County, non-Mormon residents tried to block Mormons from voting. The ensuing clash, known as the Gallatin Election Day Battle, ignited a series of violent confrontations. Vigilantes attacked Mormon settlements, burning homes and looting property. In response, the Mormons formed militias, leading to a series of armed engagements, including the Battle of Crooked River. The Battle of Crooked River, fought in late October 1838, proved pivotal. Mormon militia members, led by Captain David W. Patton, launched a rescue mission to free 3 Mormon prisoners held by a militia under Samuel Bogart. The skirmish resulted in casualties on both sides, including the death of Captain Patton, a revered Mormon leader. Samuel Bogart exaggerated his account of the battle, painting the Mormons as aggressors. This fueled fear among Missourians and influenced Governor Lilburn Boggs to issue Missouri Executive Order 44, infamously known as the Mormon Extermination Order. It decreed that the Mormons must be exterminated or driven from the state. Shortly after, one of the darkest moments of the conflict occurred, the Haun's Mill Massacre. On October 30th, 1838, a mob of approximately 240 armed men attacked a small Mormon settlement near Haun's Mill. The settlers, outnumbered and unprepared, were overwhelmed. 17 people were killed, including children such as 10-year-old Sardius Smith, 7-year-old Alma Smith, and 9-year-old Charles Merrick, who hid under the blacksmith's bellows. Alma and Charles were shot and killed. Sardius was executed when a militiaman identified as Glaze of Carroll County placed a musket to his head and fired. When questioned, another militiaman, William Reynolds, justified Sardius's murder by saying, "Nits will make lice, and if he had lived, he would have become a Mormon." The massacre left women and children hiding in nearby woods to escape the carnage. The attackers showed no mercy, looting and burning the settlements, leaving the survivors devastated and homeless. In the aftermath, Governor Boggs placed General John Bullock Clark in charge of dealing with the Mormons. Following the Mormon surrender in November of 1838, Clark issued a chilling declaration. "The order of the governor was to me that you should be exterminated and not allowed to remain in the states. And had not your leaders been given up and the terms of this treaty complied with, Your families before this time would have been destroyed and your houses in ashes. There is a discretionary power vested in my hands, which concerning your circumstances I will exercise for a season. Clark continued, I do not say you shall go now, but you must not think of staying here another season, or of putting in crops. For the moment you do this, the citizens will be upon you, and if I am called here again, in a case of non-compliance of a treaty made, do not think I will do as I have now. You need not expect any mercy but extermination, for I am determined the governor's orders be executed. As for your leaders, do not think, do not imagine for a moment, do not let it enter your minds that they will be delivered and restored to you again, for their fate is fixed, their die is cast, their doom is sealed. By early 1839, the Mormons had been driven out of Missouri entirely, many fleeing to Illinois, where they founded the city of Nauvoo. Missouri's extermination order remained on the books for 138 years, finally rescinded by Governor Kit Bond in 1976. Its lingering presence served as a stark reminder of the events of 1838, a story of resilience in the face of prejudice and a cautionary tale about the dangers of fear and intolerance.